Hey everybody out there, it's Amber here at the B.E.E.Channel back with another video to encourage you guys. Hope everybody's having a great week so far and being productive and just making the most of their time. This week's video is about 3 keys for success and weight loss maintenance and success in general in your life. The first key to success is persistence. That means you keep doing something and you do it even when you don't feel like it. And you discipline yourself. Do now what you'll be satisfied with later and live a regret-free existence. That's one of the things that Joyce Meyer says all the time. So that's what discipline is about. So for instance, if I know I have to get up, I have to go to work in the morning, I would lay my clothes out at nighttime so that in the morning time I'm not stressed out, and I pack my snack at nighttime for the next day so that I'm not stressed out and I don't have to pick something haphazardly to put on or to eat. So you have to learn how to exercise discipline and have self-control. And, as it says in 1 Corinthians 9:26-27, we have to discipline our bodies and bring them into submission and to make ourselves behave and operate in the way that we desire, or the way that God desires, I should say. That's what we have to do. We have to bring ourselves into submission to God and His will. And we have to persist. We can't give up when times get hard with this weight loss thing. And we can't give up when we're trying to maintain our weight. We can't give up when we're trying to succeed at something. You have to persist. And you have to have great self-control. That's a fruit of the Spirit. Self-control. That means you know how to restrain yourself. You know how to hold your tongue. You know how to when to say no in terms of food or any other indulgence in life, like drinking or anything else that would hinder you from success if you don't know how to keep it in check. So that actually brings me to the next thing, because persistence really does have a lot to do with discipline. Because if you don't have discipline, you can't persist in anything. You'll give up easily. But discipline is the next key to success, because if you do now what you're satisfied with later, as I said previously, you'll have a regret-free existence. You won't live in regret, because you spend your time doing what you'll be satisfied with later. And if you do things that benefit you now, you won't suffer later. So that is the key to success. And also, you have to really just have self-control, as I said previously. And if you don't have discipline, it will come back to bite you later, especially with the weight loss. You have to have self-control and discipline in maintaining your weight. That means you have to exercise, you have to get up every day, you have to drink your water, you have to do the right thing and just really make good choices. The third tip I would say to success in life and in weight loss and weight loss maintenance is knowing that you have purpose and that God loves you too much to see you fail. And evidence of that is Jeremiah 29:11, because He says, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to give you a hope in the future. And He doesn't have plans for harm or evil. He has plans to prosper you and give you a hope in the future. So if He said that in His word, take Him at His word and don't assume that He means something else. Like Priscilla Shire says, don't assume that God means something else. Whatever He said, just believe that He means what He wrote. So whatever is in His word, believe that that's the truth. And anything that goes against that is a lie from the enemy. So just know that you have purpose and that you're here for a reason. God doesn't make mistakes. You're not an accident. You're not a failure. You're not a disaster. And there is always a chance for redemption, a chance to be bought back, a chance to be liberated, a chance to be freed. from whatever bondage, whatever keeps you in bondage, whether that's your weight, whether that's past failures, whether that's you have a problem with self-control, a problem with discipline, because really the main hindrance to success is you don't persist, you're not disciplined, and you don't believe that you have purpose. So if you don't believe that you have purpose, how can you succeed? Because you don't even have direction, you don't have guidance, you don't have a driving force. So when you know that you have purpose in your life, you can persist during the hard times because you know that there's a reason and that they're propelling you to a greater good, and that there's an expected end. Because it says in Proverbs 23:18 that your hope will not be cut off. There is a future for you. So when you know that there is something that you're looking forward to, you can expect something good in your future, and you believe and you have faith in what you can't see yet, and you just keep on going, and you're disciplined, the sky is the limit. And when you think about it for a minute, the disciples, that's a root word. Like you can see how the two words correlate, disciples and discipline. They were disciplined. They followed after Jesus. They dropped everything that hindered them. They dropped the things of the past, and they dropped their current circumstances, their current job status, whatever they were doing. They dropped it and just went and followed Jesus, and decided that that was more important than whatever they were doing at that present moment, and that they had a far greater calling on their lives than whatever they were doing right now. So whatever you're doing right now, whatever you've done in the past, is not define your future. So remember that. So you were overweight in the past. So what? Your future, in your future, you can be healthy and you can have a reasonable weight, and you can maintain your weight, and you can have success. Whatever happened in your past does not have to hold you bondage. Your future can be greater. And as it says also in Job 8:7 that in the past things went well with you, but in the days to come things will get even better. So we have to believe in God's word, and that will help us to get where we want to go if we believe good things and we speak life over ourselves. Because there's the power of life and death in the tongue, as it says in Proverbs 18:21. So when you speak life over yourself and you say what God says about you, it's easier to have success. It's easier to be disciplined. It's easier to persist. It's easier to believe that you have purpose, and to keep following and seeking God and trying to discover what that purpose is. Even when you don't know what your purpose is, just keep following God and keep, listening to what He has to say about you. And keep praying and keep following after God and doing the right thing and being the light in the world and not darkness. And when you do that, only good things can come to pass when you do what God says to do, and you live how God tells you to live, and you walk how God tells you to walk. So that's the main thing that I'm learning, is that faith, this whole faith thing is about believing in someone that you can't see and trusting that He knows best. He has your best interests at heart, and He loves you. He's a supernatural being, so He doesn't operate naturally. He operates supernaturally in ways that we can't fathom or understand. It's too great for us to understand, and He's too far-reaching and too big for us to even understand. But it's not for us to understand. It's just for us to follow Him and to do His will and to treat others with respect and just love and honor each other in our lives. That's the whole purpose. So success it depends on a lot of factors, other than the three things I mentioned. But for me, that's what mattered the most, is believing in myself, knowing that there was a purpose to me getting healthy. There was a reason, and there was a need. There was a real need for me to be healthier, and there was a real need for me to be disciplined, and that there was a that I didn't have any other choice but to be disciplined and persist, because my life depended on it. My future success depended on it. Me being able to accomplish this task and stick to something and just persist is the framework for any other future success I might have. If you can't succeed at conquering your own demons and keeping yourself under control and in the small things, how can God trust you with more? As it says in Luke 16:10, if he can trust you with a little, he can trust you with more. But to whom much is given, much is required. So therefore, if you want more, you have to give more, and you have to do more, like put in the effort that so you can get the things that you want out of life. But if you don't put in effort, you can't expect fruit. No fruit with no effort, no fruit with no labor. So that's all I have to say for this week. And it's been a rough week and very enlightening and very interesting. But I'm learning a lot. I'm growing in my faith, and I'm just trying to grow as a person in general. And just like to share what I learn with you each week and chronicle my journey. And I hope that these videos are blessing you and encouraging you and blessing and edifying you. And as usual, you can find me on Anchor or Blogspot. And you can find me on Twitter at BEEChannel27. And Anchor or my Blogspot is BEEChannel28 at blogspot.com, and my Anchor is BEEChannel. It's a podcast. So that's another way to see or listen or read more encouraging content. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing in advance. Tell a friend, tell a family member. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Until next week. Thanks.